Ciao everyone and welcome back to another episode of Learn Italian with Songs. Specifically, today we talk about Tutta l'Italia by Gabry Ponte. Now, this is not, technically speaking, one of the songs of Sanremo Music Festival 2025. However, it is kind of related like we talk about with Sottomarini. Hi. Because just like Sottomarini was related to Sanremo 2025 because Mahmood presented it during Sanremo 2025, Tutta l'Italia is related to Sanremo Festival of this year because it was the official jingle. I saw articles concerning the fact that originally this was one of the proposals for the Sanremo Music Festival. Because you have to know that the organizer, the host, the main host of Sanremo Music Festival, decides, first of all, how many songs are going to be there, are going to compete for the glory of the Sanremo Music Festival. For example, this year we had 30 songs competing, but we had years where we had only 15, for example. So, after deciding how many songs the main host wants on the show, in the competition, the point is to choose how many, like what songs are going to make the cut. Because we have to choose those 30 songs, right? And each year, many songs and many artists are rejected for the participation. And rumors had it that Tutta l'Italia, or generally Gabry Ponte with another song, was rejected for the Sanremo Music Festival 2025. However, somehow it became the jingle. In fact, if you watch the Sanremo Music Festival, mainly if you are Italian, every time you hear Tutta l'Italia, you are being activating like a sleeping agent, and you have this need in the back of your brain to scream Tutta l'Italia on the notes of the song. I am like keeping everything. I'm holding my horses because the impulse is very strong. So that said, what is Tutta l'Italia except besides the official jingle of Sanremo Music Festival 2025? Well, the song is a dance song that combines typical sounds of electronic beat and dance with typical references to Italian song and tradition. And in fact, the bass you listen is a tarantella, which is a typical dance and genre mainly in South Italy. And you can also listen to a very specific instrument related again to Italian culture, which is not the mandolino. We have that as well because it is included in the tarantella. It is the accordion, which in Italian is fisarmonica. Now, other thing that has to be said about this song is that Gabry Ponte pulled what I like to call the San Marino music contest move. It is something that other artists did in the past. So, what happens? Sanremo Music Festival is older than Eurovision music song contest. That's the official title. But with time, Sanremo Music Festival became also the way of Italy to pick a representative for the Eurovision Song Contest. However, of course, Italy is not the only one participating in the Eurovision Song Contest. There is another country participating in the Eurovision Song Contest whose mother tongue, the official language, is Italian. And it is a little state in the north center of Italy called San Marino. So we have San Marino Song Contest, I think it's called. And this is the way of the country of San Marino to decide who they want to send to the Eurovision Song Contest. Now, while for among the rules of Sanremo Music Festival, we have the fact that the song must be in Italian, for San Marino Song Contest, this is not true. In fact, if I remember correctly, San Marino sent also songs in other languages. Also, like the San Marino Song Contest, it is called Una voce per San Marino, which is a voice for San Marino, because San Marino is small, so they need someone to represent them. And often they take them from outside because, like, numbers, guys, numbers. So, for example, last year, Loredana Bertè tried, attempt to go to the Eurovision Song Contest after losing Sanremo. She tried in San Marino. She didn't succeed, but happens. But an artist who succeeded, as Gaso is reminding us all in the chat, was Achille Lauro in 2022 with Rolls Royce, I guess. I don't remember. I think so. In fact, usually what happens is that the fans of the singers, the artists participating in the Sanremo festival, ask their the fan base ask to the artists who lost the Sanremo Music Festival to try also in San Marino Song Contest in order to have them go somehow to the Eurovision Song Contest. Stripper. Okay, thanks, Gaso. I am not that informed Eurovision San Marino wise. Anyway, the fun thing of this year is that among all the songs people wanted to go to the Eurovision Song Contest through the contest of San Marino, like, we had Tutta l'Italia, which literally means all of Italy. You can also intend it as the whole of Italy. Imagine, like, I want to see this timeline where Gabry Ponte with Tutta l'Italia is discarded by Sanremo Music Festival, not even having the chance to go to the Eurovision, becomes one of the hits of 2025 by becoming the jingle for the Sanremo Music Festival 2025, then wins San Marino, and then goes to the Eurovision, in which there is also from Estonia Espresso Macchiato. I want to see this timeline, personally speaking. Okay, thanks Gaso for your contribution to this stream information of Eurovision information wise. Anyway, I want to be in this timeline because usually I don't watch the Eurovision. However, like I watch the exhibitions, but I'm more interested usually in Sanremo Music Festival. But like a competition where we have tutta l'Italia, all of Italy, participating, representing San Marino in the same year and competition where Estonia sent espresso macchiato. Guys, what a time to be alive. Even if Tutta l'Italia doesn't make it, just this piece of timeline is incredible. Let's put it like that. Anyway, but what this Tutta l'Italia says, what's the lyrics, right? Because you would expect something called Tutta l'Italia has to represent Italy. Is it going to be serious? Of course not, because it's a dance song. Like, what I want to be clear is that I don't think this song has to be taken seriously. I don't even take seriously l'italiano by Cotugno, to be honest. Because in the end, all of these songs are a bit stereotypical. So, in my opinion, they all have to be taken a bit ironically, in a funny way, like stereotypes, but we joke about it. Also, like, fun fact, as Italian, we have this thing where we can talk shit about our country and our stereotypes as much as we want. But if someone else outside of Italy, a non-Italian, dares to do the same, it's the end of the world. In fact, like, guys, we are going to talk about espresso macchiato, which is a meme. Like, personally, it is very funny to me. It makes me laugh. And in my opinion, it also has some smart things, just like the song by Gabry Ponte we are about to analyze. But I don't take them seriously because, in my opinion, they are not meant to be taken seriously because they tell a story of stereotypes, poking fun at them at the same time. It is a sort of criticism, which makes sense, but of course you have to take it with irony. It's like, it is not an essay. It is a song. In this case, it is a dance song, also espresso macchiato. Like, by definition, you can't take them too seriously because it is clear we are talking about stereotypes. So, fatevela una risata, as we like to say in Italian. That said, let's talk about the lyrics. As I promised, we start with the first verse. I'm going to tell you the structure of the song is very simple because it is a dance song. We have verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus. And then you have the drop and the instrumental part, the EDM part, which is the important part of the song, right? Because it is a dance song in the end. Anyway, we start with the first verse. Mamma, stasera non ritorno. Mom, tonight I'm not coming back. Implied home, like I'm not coming home tonight, like I'm going to party outside. This is the meaning. We have stasera. I explained several times that in Italian, instead of questa or questo, you can write apostrophe sta for questa, so sta, or apostrophe S-T-O, sto, instead of questo. However, there are other formulas where sta is attached to another word in order to create a third word, okay? A good example of this transformation is stasera. Stasera is the union between the truncation of questa and sera, evening. That's why stasera is tonight. Literally means this night, okay, this evening. But we use sera also meaning night, the whole night. So we start saying mom because la mamma, a staple in Italian culture, so it is a little bit, in poetry, there is the whole thing about the fact that the first and the last words of a poem are fundamental because they set the mood or they are based on a central theme or point of the poem. So, the way you start a song, from my point of view, it always makes me think. And the fact that this song starts with mamma says a lot. So, first stereotype, mother, like mom, la mamma, in Italy is a pillar, is a staple of Italian culture and society. Second thing, I don't come back home tonight because I'm going to party. Ma sicuro finisco in qualche letto, poi dormo. But for sure, sicuro in this case is the colloquial abbreviation of di sicuro, sicuramente. It is colloquial, it is a familiar way to say for sure. I end up in some bed, then I sleep. What are we saying in this case? We party, we fuck, because if you go in a bed and then after you sleep, I think it is clear the steps of the night. Siamo tutti dei bravi ragazzi, a posto. We're all good guys, all right. Like we are all nice guys. Again, the other stereotype of the nice guys, the good guys. Do I have to add anything else? A posto. In some lyrics, you will find this written like this. So, a posto with two P's. No, it is wrong. A posto, as in alright, in order. Una persona a posto, it is a nice person, like an alright person. A good person, okay. A posto, with two P's all together, it is the past participle form of the verb apporre. Apporre is to affix in Italian. So, a posto, with two P's, it is affixed. However, many Italians, because we make mistakes as well, even if we are native speakers, and goddamn if the socials are witnessing this, many people say a posto. There are cases where I write it as well to joke about it. But some people are convinced that a posto, you write it like I explained. No. This is a very common mistake in spelling. If you want to say a good person, an all right person, it is una persona a posto. an alright guy, a good guy, a nice guy, un tipo a posto, ok? Detached, not all together, with one P, not twos, ok? And then the 2025 variation of pizza pasta mandolino, which is spaghetti, vino e padre nostro, which is spaghetti, wine and our father, as in the Lord's Prayer. The Lord's Prayer. Because in Italian, the Lord's Prayer is, or our father, it is padre nostro, from the Latin pater noster. And of course, here we have the food, we have the wine, and we have religion, Catholic religion specifically, the other three staples of Italian culture and society, alongside our mothers and partying all night. That's why I can't take this seriously. But I don't even think it was meant to be taken seriously. And then another stereotype. E la Gioconda ride. And the Mona Lisa laughs. Va bene, ma lei sta a Parigi. Alright, but she's in Paris. Now, how do I even explain this? Another stereotypical thing, not even that stereotypical. Oh, it is bad. It is like people complaining about espresso macchiato clearly didn't read the two verses of Tutta l'Italia, but okay. Okay, so we have this eternal fight with France about the fact that the Mona Lisa, also called in Italian La Gioconda, is Italian because it was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. This is an historical fake because we know that Leonardo da Vinci gifted the painting to, I don't know exactly whom, I would say the French king. I don't know exactly to whom the painting was gifted, but ideally speaking, was gifted to France in order to thank them, to thank the French people of their hospitality. Ok, so yeah. La Gioconda sta a Parigi, è bene così. Here, of course, the hint is about the fact that we even have the stadium choruses singing against, like, our soccer, football fans sing when we play against France, mainly when we win, hinting at the fact that we want the Mona Lisa back. Not fair, to be fair, but okay. And we can also interpret this as the Mona Lisa laughs because she's outside of Italy. So, like, yeah, nice to be Italian, but only when you are outside of Italy. I can't really say much about it because objectively speaking, I am in a Mona Lisa situation where I am happy with my life, I am happy about being Italian, but objectively, I live in France, so I can't really say much about this. Then we have I baci vietati ne, the forbidden kisses in, nelle stradine nere, in the black streets, as in the little streets on the side. Oh my god, how do you call them in English? Like, I have a void in my mind right now, but like The side streets, very very little, not secondary, not much illuminated. So in this case, stradine nere, black streets, means hidden in the darkness. Okay. What are these forbidden hidden kisses, the forbidden kisses in the hidden and forbidden little streets in the shadows? The interpretation of this is to you. Stradine also, it is a diminutive. In Italian, when we want to say that something is small, we can add a suffix. In this case, the suffix is ine, which is attached to strade. Strade is streets or roads. And ine, because strada is feminine, so the singular would be stradina, means little street. Occhi tristi ma felici. Eyes sad but happy. Again, dichotomy, duality, the difference between what you see and how things actually are. Who knows? For sure, in the song there is this theme about the duality of Italy between what people mainly from the outside, like tourists, foreign people, see and how things actually is. So probably in this case there is this theme of duality. Quanti amici degli amici? How many friends of friends? Another verse that can be interpreted in several ways. However, it is also true that in Italy, when we hang out, we often do so with friends of friends. So maybe we have to go out, so we go out with one of our friends, but actually the group, we don't know people, but they are friends of the friends we are hanging out with, or same things with the parties and whatnot. However, it is a very, very general expression that could mean anything. And then we have the pre-chorus e canti, and you sing. Ti sento tra le grida. I hear you among the screams. In this case, screams is not negative, at least I think, but it hints at the situation of a disco, like where you go to dance, because there is a very high volume music. You go to dance, you sing alongside the music you hear, and of course, since the noise is so incredibly loud, you have to scream your lungs out, okay? Le luci, the lights, ci passano le dita. Here the construction would be, normally speaking, le luci ci passano tra le dita, which means the lights pass through the fingers, as in our fingers, because there is this ci, which literally is to us, and it is the so-called dativo affettivo, dativo etico, which is used to underline that we care about something, or how can I explain, that we are specifically involved. Here there is this evocative image of going to party and dance, and you have the classic lights of the dance floor. So the classic lasers. I don't know. Like I'm not really a dance floor person. But like the imagery of being in a club, going clubbing, and having all the rays of lights, part of the performance of the DJ passing through our fingers, because hands up in the air, right? So you sing, you dance, you have your hands up in the air, so the lights of the performance of the DJ pass through your finger. Fa niente, it doesn't matter, contracted like alternative form of non fa niente, double negation that in Italian stays positive. Instead, here we imply the non, normally would be non fa niente, in this case is fa niente. Colloquial alternative formula. Se non l'hai mai sentita, non and mai, another double negation. If you never heard it, you never heard of it, because we are talking about the song. So basically, here the artist is saying it doesn't matter if you never listen to this song, ma con sta roba ci salta, very colloquial formula, but with this stuff it jumps. I had to put the pronouns because the subject is after the bridge. Specifically, this verse, it is used as a bridge between the pre-chorus and the chorus. And we have the heart of the song, tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia, reference to the tarantella, all of Italy, all of Italy, all of Italy. As I explained, you can also mean it as the whole of Italy. Tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia. So, tutta l'Italia is repeated 6 times, 3 and 3 per verse. And the idea is that it doesn't matter if you never listen to this song, but with it, the whole of Italy jumps. Because when you are on the dance floor, at least with the type of music made by Gabry Ponte, you jump, okay, in the club. That's the idea. Lasciateci ballare, let us dance, con un bicchiere in mano, with a glass in our hand. And you can tell me everything, but here I see a clear reference to the very famous, probably one of the most famous Italian songs that I also analyzed in one of the previous videos, L'Italiano by Toto Cutugno, where he says, lasciatemi cantare. Here we have lasciateci ballare. So here it is let us dance. In l'italiano it is let me sing. But of course, to dance when you are at the club, you do it in a group. Con un bicchiere in mano, here, with a glass in our hand. In l'italiano, with a guitar in hand, con la chitarra in mano. So, in this case, we dance, lasciateci ballare. In the other song, we sing. In this one, what do we have in our hand? The drink, because we are clubbing. In l'italiano, we have the guitar, because the singer was singing by playing the guitar. So, other stereotypes of Italians partying all night and drinking. Let's go. 10 out of 10. Can't really deny it. Not a club person, but I know many club people. Domani poi ci pentiamo. Tomorrow, then. I forgot an N. tomorrow, then we regret it. What are we going to regret? A dirci ti amo, to tell each other I love you. I don't know, like could be a stereotype about the Italians, like pizza, pasta, amore, and passione. Oh yeah, the football is coming too. Don't worry, we're getting there. And so again, it could be dichotomy between what we do while partying and then when we are lucid the day after. But yeah, it is related to the stereotype of partying, doing stupid shit and then regretting them the day after. Che qui ci sente because since here it hears us, I had to put the pronoun because the subject of the sentence is in the next verse. Tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia. So, what's the meaning of the verse? Since here the whole of Italy hears us. So, like, right now it doesn't matter. Let's think about partying because we will have our time to regret everything the day after. And then we have the second verse. And what can it be? We had la mamma, we had the party, we had the spaghetti, vino, and padre nostro. What are we missing? It is it, the one, the only, il calcio, the soccer or football. Il calcio lo prendono a calci. It is a play on word because we are one of the few, Italian is one of the few Neo-Latin languages that translated soccer or football. In fact, while, for example, Spanish and French adapted the British term, we decided that no, for us is a staple in our society and our culture, so we are going to give it a name. And how did we call it? Literally, the kick, because il calcio literally means the kick. Because you kick a ball, so you see where the logic is. And here the Gabry Ponte uses this term to make a play on word because prendere a calci literally means to take with kicks, so to kick. But in this specific formula, so instead of calciare, because we have the verb to kick, we have the expression prendere a calci, again, to take with, to hit, literally prendere is to take, a calci with kicks, so to kick something, but with this alternative idiom, it means to ruin something, okay? Metaphoric, like you are kicking something, ruining it, metaphorically speaking. So the idea here is we have football or soccer, which is fundamental, like stereotypically fundamental in Italy. Not even that stereotypical because it is really one of the most appreciated sports in Italy. And they ruin it. Then we have fashion, the other staple in our culture, la moda che fa gli stracci. Fashion, literally the fashion, that makes rags. So, football or soccer sucks. Fashion sucks. Cucina stellata di avanzi. Starred cuisine of leftovers. Because starred as in with Michelin stars, so very high quality cuisine di avanzi, of leftover. So we ruin football, soccer, we ruin fashion, we ruined our cuisine. Beato Santissimo Craxi. Blessed the most saint Craxi. Who is, or better, was Craxi, an Italian politician that, due to a series of scandals, became the symbol of political corruption. If you want to know a little bit more about this Italian politician who made history not in a good way, you can look, and you want also to learn a bit of Italian along the way, you can look for videos or documentaries concerning case, a political but also legal case called Mani Pulite. If you want to know more about it, you can let me know in the comments. I'll try to provide you with links. It was an incredible political scandal, a lot of corruption, and Craxi kind of became the symbol of it. So he also became the symbol of political corruption in Italy. So this is a criticism saying we had football and soccer, so sport, we had fashion, we had cuisine, and politics ruined all of it. So politics ruin Italy. And then, e quante monetine, and how many, and so many coins, ma i desideri son degli altri, but the wishes, the desires, are of others. So we were talking about this type of truncation in other videos. In Italian, you can truncate words, verbs as well, by truncating the last syllable or the last vowel. In this case, the truncated part is the last vowel because it is used son, it is used instead of sono. In this case, they are. Now, quite cryptic, these two verses, not gonna lie. What you would think is the very famous throwing of coins in Italian fountains. Mainly, automatically, I think of Fontana di Trevi in Rome. So, what could it mean? Maybe so much money, but not from Italians. So much money and thus influence from someone else, some other countries that are not Italy. What people we are talking about, what countries we are talking about, that's for you to decide. But I see a little bit of criticism in these two lines. Maybe it's me flashing things, but it's me imagining things. But who knows? I put this here for your reflection, food for thoughts. And then we have another great stereotype, con le collanine d'oro, with the gold necklaces, little necklaces, literally speaking, because as we said, ino, ina, ini, ine is a diminutive suffix. So a suffix we add to words to indicate that we are intending something small. In this case, collana becomes collanina, collana, necklace, collanina, little necklace. Sulle canottiere, on the tank tops. Now, why is this so common in Italy? Because many people for their baptism and cresima and communione, I never remember how the sacrament of Catholic Church are called in English, to be fair. They are 7, and the first ones you do are usually battesimo, baptism, confession, confessione, communion, comunione, and cresima. Cresima, I have no clue how is it called in English. The cresima is usually the sacrament where you want to confirm the baptism. So you confirm, you accept the Catholic Church religion, the Catholicism, as your own religion. I have limited knowledge because I am agnostic. I am like one of the few Italian who are not baptized. I'm nor baptized nor Catholic. But I went to Catholic schools, that's why I know certain things, and I can tell you it is very cultural, like the cultural impact of Catholic Church and Catholicism, generally speaking, cannot be ignored, and many children, because the bath is you are baptized when you are a newborn, and you go through this sacrament which is called cresima when you are in middle school, I guess, if I remember correctly. And you usually received for these two, but also for the communion, these little golden necklaces. Usually they have a cross, a saint, a symbol of the Catholic faith, but that's why they are so very common though. And then we have l'auto blu, I lampeggianti, the blue car, the flashing lights. Avanti, popolo, avanti, forward, people, forward. Now, what are all these weird words? First of all, auto blu is an Italian idiom indicating official state car. When we say auto blu, of course in the right context, we can define a vehicle available to politicians or high officials of the state or public administration. Why are they called auto blu, so blue car? We are not sure about it. One theory says the name derives from the fact that these cars, especially if belonging to an escort service, are equipped with a blue flashing light. And in fact, we have the word after, I lampeggianti, the flashing lights, because the flashing lights are both for these specific cars, mainly when belonging to an escort service, because usually police and other special forces have the flashing lights on their cars. But there's another theory concerning the fact that in Italy, the body color generally used for this type of cars is a dark blue, which is also true. We don't know if it came out before because of the blue flashing lights or the coating of the car, maybe both, we don't know, but that's it. And then we have Avanti Popolo Avanti, which it is a quite clear reference to Bandiera Rossa, which means red flag. But in this case, it's not the red flag very dear to psychology post on the social media with our toxic ex, but it is the title of a very popular communist and socialist song from the 60s, maybe. I'm never too sure about the dating of the songs. This whole part of the verse about its meaning. I raise my hands in sign of surrender because I have no clue. It could really mean 2000 things. It could be for sure I see a influence of the Catholic Church because of the golden necklaces. The blue cars seen as an alliance between political forces and police, leaving behind a little bit values such as socialism that characterize Italy. I would say general criticism to politics because even before it was clear. In the specific, I don't know. That's why we have a comment section to discuss about it. And then we have once again the pre-chorus, e canti, and you sing, ti sento tra le grida, I hear you among the screams, le luci, the lights, ci passano le dita, they pass or go through the fingers. Fa niente, it doesn't matter, baby, così è la vita, because we need a little bit of change. In fact, this part of the pre-chorus changes. Baby, that's how life is. I saw some translation with that's life, but that's life would be questa è la vita. The meaning is pretty much the same. I just wanted to point out the different ways of saying this. E con sta roba ci salta, and with this stuff it jumps. Instead of ma con sta roba ci salta, we have e con sta roba ci salta. Usual line to create a bridge between the pre-chorus and the chorus, and we have, as I was saying even before, sta instead of questa. In fact, we have the elided form of questa. And then we finally have the conclusion with the last chorus. Tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia, the whole of Italy, all of Italy. Lasciateci ballare, let us dance, con un bicchiere in mano, with a glass in our hand. Domani poi ci pentiamo, tomorrow then we regret it. Also, like here, I used all the present indicative tenses because normally speaking, in English, I would use more the future in this case, but I wanted to point out that here it is used much more the present tense. A dirci ti amo, to tell each other I love you. Che qui ci sente, because since here it hears us, tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia, all of Italy, all of Italy, all of Italy. And then we have the dance piece. And that was the lyrics. Now, as usual, I am putting on my beautiful sunglasses. However, there is not much to say because I pretty much said everything before. Because as I said, this song was probably meant to participate in the Sanremo Music Festival. Probably it got rejected, but then accepted as the official jingle, and it carved itself in our brains and our ears. That as much I can assure you all. And then we received the confirmation officially by Gabry Ponte about the fact that this song is participating in Una Voce per San Marino Song Contest to pick the representative for San Marino. So I really crave this timeline where we have the representative for Italy. That will be Lucio Corsi, who apparently wants to translate the text in English, so he actually wants to bring to the Eurovision Song Contest the English version of Volevo essere un duro, at the same time having Estonia with Espresso Macchiato, and then San Marino with Tutta l'Italia by Gabry Ponte. I crave so badly this timeline. But yeah, I'm in overdose of stereotypes as well, but that's why I was saying this song has to be taken with a bit of irony, because to just do a summary of the stereotypes mentioned, we have la mamma, la festa, i bravi ragazzi, spaghetti, vino e padre nostro, la Gioconda, gli amici, la festa again, the dance, il ballo, l'amore, l'Italia, il calcio, la moda, la cucina, la politica corrotta, i soldi, la chiesa, la politica, again, 10 out of 10. Yeah, I felt I was possessed by Salvini spirit, and I started to do the list. Oh no, I am cooked. Anyway, this was pretty much everything I wanted to say. I had to say about this song. Before yesterday Alex mocked me because he told me, you talked so much about other songs of Sanremo, you talked so much about Sottomarini by Mahmood, his new song. What are you even going to say about this song, which is literally the repetition of the chorus, and it is a dance song? Well, hold my wine and spaghetti, I would like to say, apparently. But yeah, this was all the stereotypes I had for you, all the translation of the stereotypes, and all of the explanation I had prepared. Of course, about the stereotypes, I can provide more explanations in the comments if it's not clear, because I understand that being Italian, I give many things for granted. So I understand that sometimes I give for granted things and I lose a part of the explanation, so feel free to ask. That said, grazie everyone for watching. Remember to tell me what you think about this song and the possible and eventually future timeline we are going to live. That said, arrivederci.